London has over 400,000 gold bars, worth more than $250 billion. But how did Britain end up sitting on the world's largest stash of gold? Who actually owns it? This story goes way deeper than you think. Britain's relationship with gold didn't start with finance or trade. It started with theft on the open seas. Back in the 16th century, the British crown was still trying to rise as a global power, and gold was the fuel it desperately needed. So, Queen Elizabeth I quietly turned to piracy. She gave sailors like Sir Francis Drake unofficial permission to raid Spanish ships returning from the Americas, ships loaded with New World gold and silver. Drake hid entire treasure fleets. His most famous haul, the Cacafuego, was so massive it instantly doubled England's treasury. This wasn't random criminal activity. It was a proper strategy to help England build stronger ships, pay sailors, and expand the navy that would eventually dominate the oceans. The crown used piracy as a shortcut to build an empire without paying the price to earn one. And once the gold started flowing, Britain realized something. Controlling wealth meant controlling the seas. Drake's plunder began the financial backbone of England's early naval power, setting up the foundations for centuries of global influence. All in all, Britain's gold story began not in banks, but in blood, cannons, and stolen treasure. When piracy wasn't enough, Britain turned to something even bigger, the East India Company. What started solely as a trading company slowly became a machine built to extract wealth. When the British took control in India, they did more than just trade. They controlled taxes, land, and resources. People were forced to pay heavy taxes, and those taxes were used to buy Indian goods at low prices, which Britain then sold for huge profits. This system is often called double exploitation because India paid twice, first through taxes, then through the loss of its own wealth. Gold, silver, and valuable goods kept flowing from India to Britain for more than a century, and almost all of it boosted the British crown and its growing empire. The East India Company became a giant pipeline, moving wealth from the colonies straight into London. By the time the 1800s arrived, Britain had already built massive power on the back of this endless stream of riches. By the early 1800s, Britain had grown so rich and confident that it decided to link its entire economy to gold. In 1821, the UK officially adopted the gold standard, meaning every pound in circulation was backed by real gold stored in its vaults. This made other countries trust British money even more. Then came the gold rushes. Huge discoveries in Australia and later in South Africa gave Britain direct control over some of the world's biggest gold mines. By the early 20th century, Britain wasn't just using gold. It was controlling more than 60% of global gold production. This massive supply strengthened the British Empire even further. Countries using British banks, British trade routes, or British currency had no choice to rely on London's gold. Slowly, Britain was becoming rich, the place the world depended on for stable money. This set the stage for London's long-lasting influence in the global gold system. When the world wars hit, gold became even more important for Britain. Countries fighting alongside the UK began sending their gold to London for safekeeping and to pay for weapons, supplies, and support. After World War I, Britain also received part of Germany's reparations in gold. All this kept adding to London's reserves. By World War II, London had turned into the world's safest and most trusted place to store gold. Even after the wars ended, countries didn't take their gold back. They kept it in London. This is how Britain quietly became the center of the global gold market, a position it still holds today. Deep under the Bank of England lies one of the most secure places on Earth, its underground gold vaults. Built in the 1930s, these vaults are protected by thick reinforced walls, advanced security systems, and doors so heavy they need special machinery to move. Inside, the gold is stacked in long rows of bright yellow bars, each weighing about 12.5 kilograms. There are thousands of shelves, each holding tons of metal, and the vault floors are designed to handle the massive weight. Even moving a single stack requires strict procedures and multiple staff members. Despite all the secrecy, these vaults quietly store more gold than almost any other place in the world, hidden right beneath London's busy streets. Even though London holds one of the world's biggest gold stashes, Britain only owns a small piece of it. Most of the bars belong to other countries, central banks, and large financial institutions. The UK sold a big portion of its own gold in the late 20th century, reducing its reserves. But nations still trust London as the safest place to keep their gold. The city's stability, strong banking system, and long history with gold make it the world's preferred storage spot. So even with the little gold of its own, London remains the planet's top gold guardian. London stores gold and decides how the world trades it. For over a century, London has been the beating heart of the global gold market. One of its biggest roles is setting the international gold price through a tradition known as the London Gold Fix, which started in 1919. Twice a day, major banks agree on a single price that becomes the global benchmark used everywhere in the world. London also sets the rules for what counts as good delivery gold, meaning the exact standards a gold bar must meet to be accepted in global trade. This gives London massive influence over the gold industry. With deep liquidity, trusted institutions, and fast trading systems, the London market can move billions of dollars worth of gold in minutes. Even countries far from the UK rely on London's prices and rules. Beyond the vaults and markets, the British Crown holds its own treasure: gold, jewels, artifacts packed with centuries of history. The royal collection includes crowns, scepters, and ornaments that survived wars, fires, and political battles. Some pieces were destroyed during the English Civil War, only to be rebuilt later when the monarchy returned. Many of the gems inside these items are world famous. The Cullinan diamond, the largest gem-quality diamond ever found, was cut into several stones that sit in the crown jewels today. The Black Prince's ruby, which isn't actually a ruby but a rare spinel, has been worn by kings in battle. These items aren't just decoration, they're symbols of power, continuity, and the wealth the crown has gathered over its empire. While the vaults hold financial gold, the royal collection holds the story of Britain's identity carved into precious stones. Here's the part that most people don't know. The gold sitting in London may not truly be untouchable. In serious situations, Britain can legally freeze or restrict access to foreign gold stored in its vaults. It has happened before. During conflicts and political crises, the UK has blocked countries from withdrawing their reserves, claiming national security or international sanctions. The ownership rules are complex. Nations may own the gold, but London controls the vaults, the systems, and the laws surrounding them. This creates a hidden advantage for Britain. In a global emergency, whoever controls the storage controls the gold. And since more than 100 countries rely on London, the UK quietly holds enormous leverage. It's one of the biggest unspoken powers of the British financial empire. You don't need to own the gold to control it. You just need everyone to store it with you.